Hi, Cardinals. This is your book of the week. Your book of the week is called Dragonflies. Okay, so if we look at the title of our book, it says Dragonflies. But, I'm missing something. I don't think I said that like an exclamation point. So I need to say dragonflies because that's showing that I'm using the exclamation point in the right way. So we have the title Dragonflies, and we have our cover page right here, which shows us a dragonfly. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our books and look at this right here, and it says dragonflies, and we're going to look at our focus question. Remember what the focus question is. The focus question is the biggest and most important question in the book. It is what we should be thinking about when we are reading to help us with our activity after we finish reading. So our focus question is, what makes the dragonfly an amazing insect? Why is the dragonfly amazing? What makes the dragonfly an amazing insect? So that's what you're going to think about when you are reading your book. You always want to think about your focus question. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look up our words to know, okay? These are the words that are important for this book. And the first word to know is the word adult. So the antonym for the word adult would be child, okay? They're the opposite. Adult and children are opposites. So that's our first word to know. And if we need to have extra clarification, remember that we can go to the back of our book and look up our words in our glossary in the back. Okay? Our next word to know is the word breathe. Now, if we look up in the back, we have the letter V there, which shows us that that is a verb, okay? It is not like breath, which is a noun, which would mean this. Our breath. It means the verb to breathe in and out. That is breathe, okay? The next thing we have is the word direction. If we look in the back in our glossary, we see that that's a noun, and that's the way or course toward which something moves or faces. So if you are going in this direction, you are moving this way. If you are going in that direction, you are moving that way. So our next word to know is the word hunt. Okay, that is a verb. We can go to the back. We can look it up in our glossary. And it says to search for or kill wild animals for food. Okay, so some people hunt their food. Okay, so if we go back, we see the next word to know is the word insect. Okay, so a dragonfly, for example, would be an example of an insect. If we still think we need help, we can look at the back of the book and look at the definition for the word insect. The next word is the word, right here, the word pairs, which is right down here. That means a set of two. So when I say, let's work in pairs, that means work with one other person for a group of two, okay? So next we have our table of contents. Remember that our table of contents helps us a lot. It tells us exactly where we can find this information, which is really important. Okay, so it's important to look at our table of contents. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to read your book. Now this is a non-fiction book, which means it's an informational book. Okay, it tells us information about dragonflies. So we're going to see things like a caption at the bottom. We're going to see things like headings. And we're also going to probably see things like bold words, like right here, direction, showing us that that's one of our words to know. So we need to read this book at least one time make sure that you are following along with your finger while you are reading, okay? After you're finished reading, you're going to get this piece of paper right here, and it says author's purpose. So this book has an author. It was written by someone, and that person is named Cheryl. She is down here, and it says author, okay? Written by Cheryl, and then her last name right there. So what we need to do is we need to read this, and we need to decide, did this text entertain us with dragonfly stories? So remember, when we want to be entertained, we want someone to make us laugh or make us happy. That's what entertain means, okay? So did this book entertain us? Did it entertain me with dragonfly stories? If you think that's the correct answer, you're going to circle this right here. If you don't think that's the correct answer and you think that this book persuaded you to raise dragonflies, okay, to raise them from when they were little babies until big dragonflies, did this text persuade you? Did it try to convince you to do something? If you think that that's the right answer, that's what you're going to circle. The next thing is inform you. So remember that inform is give you information. So did this book inform you about dragonfly insects? If you think that is the right answer, you will circle this. So you're only going to circle one. Either this one about entertaining you, persuading you, or informing you about dragonflies. Whatever you think is the right answer is the one you're going to circle. Next, you're going to read all of these sentences. After you read all of these sentences, you're going to put a check mark near the sentences that make the most sense for whatever you circle. So for example, let's read the first one together. Young dragonflies can breathe underwater. So does that seem like something to entertain me? Does that tell me a story about dragonflies? Does that persuade me? Does that convince me to do something with dragonflies? Or does that give me information about dragonflies? If I think that this book gives me information and that this helps me understand the information about dragonflies and that this sentence is about information, then I would check. If I don't think that it is, I wouldn't check it. The next one, birds, lizards, frogs, and spiders all eat dragonflies. So does that give me information about dragonflies? Does that persuade me to do something with dragonflies? Or is that just entertainment? Does that make me laugh about dragonflies? Okay, whichever one you circled, you're going to look for sentences that support whatever you circled as the right answer. So you're not going to check them all. You're only going to check the ones that support whatever you think is the right answer here. Okay? Once you are finished with that, you're going to grab one of these pieces of paper from me. I have lots of paper for you, different colors. And you're going to make me a diagram of a dragonfly. So I want facts about dragonflies. I want information. I want labels. I want a caption. Okay, all of this is going to be in your poster about dragonflies. So the first thing you're going to do this, read your book, then complete this activity. Then you can move on to making your poster about dragonflies. Remember to look at our poster about informational text, about nonfiction text. Okay, include a caption, include a heading, include a diagram, include labels. All of these should be inside of your poster about a dragonfly. Okay, if you have any more questions, this paper will be up here with me. When you are finished with this, you can come get this from me. If you have any more questions, you can watch this video again. You can ask another cardinal, or you can ask me. Don't forget to look at our poster about informational text to help you with your own poster about dragonflies. Okay, good luck.